Anapay any market will see Ako, Henry Asante, and Afe Harrison. I am on the post. Obaba to move here. Me mama kwa ba the pay mpom to say.
Yeah, you so.
You, my main friend say free Henry Asante, or senior member movement for change. Na nay, menim so money aje papa the MPP bu adencheche. Or moto to blow some money ne ade. See as a flag bearer as MPP no. Nya sam keto o. E di ni bi ba na e ba matete say. List na ya tente menim se bi e dare go. E bi ya to just block others so said you obi ntumi no. Era land kwaje chairman say what to say.
Nyame adom no ho ye pa. Me shim say also ho ye pa.
I chief say me na aka.
Nyame mo abutre.
I me na chief aka. Me me nkra to ma no we fi me.
Onua.
En to kwa ekwa ko 2008 chief refi.
Da bi nyame mo abutre.
2007 oh chief refi.
No kura wo me say ups and downs no do man. Mostly na now outside the jurisdiction. But no excuse. Me na bia me. But physically they are na inti o de wa kan.
Ka che chief say me pegidi.
Match wada room.
Me pegidi. Say. Na wo show phone you my friend my body. Mark my body. My friend. My body how show. As we send him mo so me phone.
So we say.
Yeah sam.
We say unya chief and no friend and I WhatsApp. Hey, na ya doc.
Sound.
The Fafa docs.
Yo, ye frase na ye ya te say chief justice former chief justice mama tokonu wonu asem nem se nkrofo di ma ne be mfa. Enti wa na dwen say amafo de ko a whole attorney general wakware. Eno akabila de bi ko court amfa. Ene wonu aso court wonu abegide suspension won te ho ase. Menim what you make of all these issues going around and happenings after she was suspended.
Yeah, ba me da se me chia itiefo nyina. Me chia Ghana man nyina. Developing issues na etoda matters of law no. Miss me can I am very cautious and very careful because ye di be di mi da. Contempt. My the enko jina court e mere bi atwam. You should recall Afag. Yeah. You almost say a lie, many abuses no. We were just fortunate to have come out of it. Basically, I'm very careful when I'm talking about these principles.
Say the
person may veer into some areas. Why not careful about veer into the substance? Well, your boy me one interesting aspect of law is say, I say the law is an ass.
Yeah.
In one jurisdiction, no. In another jurisdiction. What do? You just take it in good faith. Now what pay avenue, sir? You did resolve that issues, no.
But in your view, do you think she should let go?
Sebi, aponchi. Abu aponchi. O mabe tena ba kokora utwe ba kwa boze no du echi. Onya o sa kwa. Ono ontumi but obedu echi akọ baby obesu sa kopem se ne sabeka ne akola no. To me, let a fight to the end.
Yeah.
And no be serve as a what do you call it? Be serve as a case of justice. Am I that be? Oh, say issues of law. No. One thing is say just judgment be a bema bia no. Na according to record books.
Yeah.
And ehwe so edi in Sambia. Was it yesterday? Na me read the principles of law be. Now in case I'm here. Abu Ramadan versus the Electoral Commission. Who's about educational purpose.
Yes.
According to the books. Until we no say otria na at the end of the day no ono age etum say near oye no ebia mra no she's trying to misinterpret the law. It go down. Embe man kola na eba na chile be the case na very simple. When you say referencing court law is just about referencing. Judgment is just about referencing. When you err in interpretation na they are refer to ebia 1426 case it says
but you don't think so? No, the other corner, so you probably worsen the matter.
It doesn't.
It doesn't. Interfering in the issue that is ongoing at the moment.
Meaning, say what follow the latest issue or also an open trial.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yes.
Is she interfering? She may have reason for what she's saying. She can win or lose the case. But the
Constitution doesn't allow that.
Excellent. But okay, baby. Meaning, or no, I just say mrano or say mrano Emma Hokwain. Until she's appealing. But I don't know what deterrent that will save or a gap ben and no say it because you are former chief. We no per se as Samrano at this era. Is that what he's trying to tell us? But then I'll make another very interesting point. The chairman of the committee will raise objection to the chairman of the committee. Me, I'm a former general secretary. Who is a mark here, youth organizer? Mark here, Messi, or a terrible very level-headed. Yeah, yes, former chief fencing. Yeah, what is saying? At the end of the day, we say, to me, in law, you won't be a friend. You recuse yourself from the fencing sitting. Yeah. So, Oceana say interest be. Say we say Obaba. We a judge. Not Oba. Oka part of the case. Naturally, I was say free assembly. So no patch. Didn't know Okasa pass or patch say. Oshe obi to say Justice Poama. JSC. He was appointed. He was elevated to the position by the then John Mahama administration. Oh, maybe that's ordinary assembly. Just like people are saying, say, Ende, Onua or WOHO and other judges, were appointed by certain. From that year's taken out, then you need to recuse himself. But
no, but so also kind of sad, and yes, also a form. Because also be the fan.
I didn't make it. Or no, just suppose.
Our partner say be a daddy for no crutches. What attention and woman so before now didn't.
Mamia, I know that because I mean, per se, oh, baby, idea someone no kono. Quite say, ye the autocratic dismiss, assembly, I want a boa no, not per se, a fast acquaintance. It shouldn't be so. Laws on Tessa. The principles of law and Tessa. Mika, United States, over Kaiki said, O.J. Simpson case. O.J. was accused of killing his wife. Okay? He was accused of, ordinary saying, Onua. Ade, one of the evidence Uncle producing global committee. Medano. Edition is an encon. Yes, not glove no enconesa. In the basically no, one of the judges are bench back one etisono, not or related to O.J. Simpson. He recused himself. And then at the end of the day, no, he was set free. Just on the principle say gloves no enconesa no. Oh, in the principles of law, it's not always about truth. Rollins era near what Chief Justice be very family. Okay, saying also truth does not matter in law. What matters is facts. In those days, what is he talking about? Truth does not matter. It's really a principles. Very true. Truth does not matter in law.
If you can't prove it,
absolutely.
Get truth to be.
Mamia, me too. You do my phone. Yemi ansani wa hananyesa.
You
say phone you be so biasu mi hu ye, obi an hu ye. Now at the end of the day, ne koba say phone no ehye bottom. Phone ehye me bottom a, what do we do? The best stuff we have to do is say, watch me some phone. Hananyesa. Phone ma fa na me wia. Thank you.
So you have to prove, sir.
Absolutely. That's it. You have to prove the honors lies on you. Lies on you. One interesting thing is that we share the English law and the French policy of assimilation. Now, difference room. In the English law, no, he who alleges must prove. But in the French law, no, Onua, the defendant must find himself innocent of the charge. This is the difference. And in the same way, Mami says, "I know okay, say be the power." Says the argument that home make they say. Appointment was done
former
by
president.
Then she was also appointed by any other president. Until me feel say, let's test the case. Me mum dear coming kwan, let's test it. May in snob, may in rubbish issue. Ye testing one. Now say at the end of the day, no, a ban say she's guilty. Then no be find the smoothness level. But a ban say ye question the issue no complete. And so now quite be and at the same vein, so you can't say entertaining so much so bad presidents yes, but it will also serve as a deterrent. So be so next time it wouldn't work from in the beginning.
Right, Mark.
Me don't me ayaka
I don't know kasa.
And I'm a senior Henry so what the better. In fact, last week when we
yeah, last week was
I was say Abdua Ebraswa, you say your friend
yeah.
Ya tin sem bebre na ye hobi social media omo e ba yin na the first videos na adamas abeban so da wase we no nyam sha we dey action ba bi owo bia no yankopon
nyam sha odi when you lose your mom you finished. You don't understand it totally.
Me we see say na obi kire man time na so na kire me say me ye janka so da bi e janka ye o papa efri mu nti ye janka but so o papa no ma me nyina efri mu a wo ye wusi see ade.
I'm sorry, so lose mamia and no say we are say we.
Then I'm catching.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
See, I'm going through a situation where I don't know how to.
Yes,
you know, but my mom is not there. Who should I talk to?
Yes.
You never see her importance.
Yeah, I think the issue of the Chief Justice have become one of the topical discussions in the discussion. And I premise send the message be my role and I almost get confused whenever the issue or the case of the Chief Justice is raised. I believe the law is the law. So, okay, maybe assembly a free and a bar. People were asking, say, should we have an in-camera committee works on the investigation process? And I said, for her to come and respond to issues. Some were saying no, some were saying yes. In fact, Métier Justice says Deputy Attorney. No, because there are some of the issues looking at how sensitive they are.
It has to be in camera.
It has to be in camera. Just so that we'll be able to safeguard some integrity and then to protect some interest any set above. As we know, of course, the people and the public are entitled to any information. However, there are some your friend is saying issues and to me exemptions be some of the issues even under some of the National Security Act. Now the person who is a president, I am here a better assembly by a day petition processes are following it is not. Of course, we have to give also the woman an opportunity to be heard. And that is what the committee is doing.
Natural justice.
Sir, Okase Yenni Binu in free committee in Swa. He's mentioned about
3 or so.
More than 3. About 5 today. Committee are you on me is it 8?
5.
I'm 5.
I
don't see anybody 4.
I say 3.
3. I say 3. And it's a committee now. And you know, one of us are and a man penny, I share a membrane constitution, one of their pass and growth, one from Brandy baby. And we also requesting, say, Yenny Sanko for no ending. If it means the president would have to go back. No, for on my bed, about better answer committee, just as you have requested. If we are to condone this, it means that and so we should be very careful how
the producers share reliefs now. How she went about it. It's almost like she wants all of them cleared.
And it is impossible. And it's never possible to clear all these people. In any case,
now who else do you appoint? Because all of them, somebody appointed them anyway. And majority of those at the moment, was Supreme Court. No,
yeah. Obi obeko hubia. Are we saying say if you have a change of government, that's a ban for na abaswa. No appoint you on previously. They shouldn't sit to adjudicate any matter. We cannot go by this logic. So, and for me, I think that there are some judicial code of conduct or mankasa at the year, especially looking at the jurisdiction and the matter that is on the fore. How to protect the judicial system and some individuals, of course.
But for the current acting Chief Justice, who is part of the committee.
Well, that is what the law says. That is what the law says. That the acting Chief Justice must be part of the committee. And in fact, this is the first time Ghana experiences are any way.
Yeah.
So I see this to be a learning curve, just as my senior brother said. However, we must tread cautiously. In fact, there were other people. I thought some Kamameno, and I don't know about them. Or no better, Nanka, one more interest, okay, in the matter. Aquaman. But you see,
that's what I fact.
And I say,
my attorney general, Wakopim.
You couldn't find out one
MP Wapim. Kabila, I say, when your name.
It tells you, say, I'm a brand no more the edge. I am Brano and the edge. I'm not sure they are operating behind any other laws apart from the Adam animal on the edge. So, Onyabotre, we thought, say, she was the Christ of the law. Or no, that as a Chief Justice. Now, if you're not Casa, Nyama or ye, Nyama or Church, Enra, Me so actually apart as part of na beliefs. I say or use on any privilege, okay, to ask for a waiver on the income. I mean, it doesn't really work that way. It is by law.
So no, ka president ni o vice ni o na speaker ni ho a one to me the president man here.
Yeah, and no tin wo a futu akakra me dey man say me senior brother can I say see edu unya kwanya na okakoda institution bia no you must know say you account to the people of the country. Obi na appoint or say bra na be ya adwuma so.
And also interest so be a president meaning from opposition na ba also tintache emra wo enti wo so be chinchim mra na de ine
and also dey no correct but the thing is obi biara ye be you na ye be power so kokko che ba bi na ko ye adwuma kwan ya fa so power your kwan so e fa so you so wan we adwuma yi
yeah
and my many year ye yi no enye wo bi a say ye bi a ya bona to ho da bere bi atwam na mum yeah David will be a movie to.
Hey, what was a campaign time or mobile to who? The old buy among your commission come on. Listen, a bad night. It is a bonnet to her, the nature say, and never be a way. And I say, near the buy a bonnet to honor. I just suppose in your manner, and fact, because you're the buy a bonnet at all. Okay, a bit in years. Now, yet there no argument. It doesn't wash. It will not fly. But see, a near manner, why? A petition na abano. Yensan can full report of the petition. If you look at all those things, what you say, but violating some of the code of ethics of the Judicial Council. Even if you cannot remember.
Are you not being prejudicial?
Well, so it is what is out that we are discussing. And this is what I say, we don't have the full content of the report.
It's not coming from authentic
source.
Yes. Let's be careful.
So we are very careful. Thank you for that. So we should be very careful. But the meme can say, whatever it is, there may be an iota of truth in the other. Say no could be any more. And can response or the Bible or chokokoma man penino. I would have seen say or be punchy holes. But as we speak, on no response no. Yen share that couldn't who be you. But yet say minority for say or can say I want a response. It's like we are doing that thing NDC and MPP. And it's not helping us. It is an issue of national interest. Must I be an NPP?
So would you then agree say national interest in
Oh yes,
it's the first of its kind.
It's the first of its kind. It's a national interest, you know. Yanyama sabe obia enhunu bi no obia ntibi na enhunu say dache ye me chief justice because of ABC. Ye because of koye niema ba ko mienu miensa. And that will serve as a deterrent to any other person I be man appointment say won konko da sa adi bia na say won konko da dwumakuo bia no obo say so okono anye na dwuma yi a e bia adekitu a bi na ma mi ya ebu mra enu nti na yi no obi so kwa won so konko the same mistake. But of course, if you look at her conduct in the past, and they say they are now also adjudicating cases in court, and the argument on a supposed NDC lawyers, you know, I have it on social media. I believe say a being of course, as a chief justice, you know. You must show some.
Say there are two yes, I don't been to any.
That's the point. I was coming to that. That's the point.
Because we are chief justice, no been appointed when assembly because I want to meet you. Not because you are an NDC.
Absolutely.
But you see, and your bako and your so I know the brazy questions. And your bako and your menu. Say bako menu and they say you but atuaso. So atuaso. And there are certain instances they did case about two and him. Look at this 11. You be like Baba 2 and any bread dear. Now here LGBTQ plus bill like that when him. If anything case about to when him. Ne quite fast when panel judges are yet so. Now here offender markings suspension of members of parliament. One casa crime people for constitution. I just say when you're a free party, you could continue independent. There's one forfeiting membership. It means that in parliament you have to be off. Speaker kaso obi wadwuma.
No say speaker we say no say be gina nchen kaso wan kasa. Onua speaker kaso mo we say o say go pretty e kire say One day when the class will be a city
or the dia ebro dia petrol won and I shall not know what or treasure. And to her and ya de bebo anti so yi.
Mami interject you kakra.
Right.
Mami obi sa na sembi. Who says in his view no person some in camera and I say yeah.
He said yes.
And I say yes. Yeah, that is his view. But you see, there's one thing. In matters of law, in judgment, be it in camera or whatever it is, judges no more judgment. They give time for reason. Right, I see. You bet my mouth judgment in there. Won't you see? They defer. Not the time the reasons. No. On that note, no, be it in camera or be it in the open, no, I don't think it will change any.
Say judgment be to me, Babonte, but say Kauti, Bianca say, I go judgment. He has a politics in Tino.
Abu Ramadan versus easy. At the end of the day, no, Leonardo, or can I say, or say, I have accepted. I don't agree with the judgment, but I've accepted it.
Only choice.
Only choice. I just say it's in open. Who be at here?
But we can form an opinion.
The opinion is like Moses. Every and whether in camera.
Who say be I'm passing it tata and I in tata.
Whether in camera or
the impartiality of it. How
and I make it so that's a tata and pan and
the opinion of it. So
it might not change, but we all
it might not change. It might not change.
So let us see.
But Mamenka reliefs, Nibi, say the read list 16 reliefs and others, some bold, some novel, some familiar, and 6 in essence to halt the work of the committee set up under Article 146 to investigate conduct. Relief 1 to 3, public hearing. The Chief Justice wants a declaration that she's entitled to a public hearing and can waive in camera proceedings. Leave 4 to 6. Prima facie case. So she says the prima facie determination was flawed, lacked reason, and violated her right. 7 to 9, suspend the suspension. She wants her suspension reversed, arguing that it is unconstitutional and an assault on judicial independence. 10 to 13, disqualification independence. Parliament for KBU. So I'm going to do one more time. I'm going to say Speaker Crab because has a almost right. And they have their own laws. Now, as a judicial person, simply 10 to 13 or say disqualification for judges. She wants Justice Puamang Adibu Asiedu of the committee, citing bias. One ruled in favor of a petitioner in the past, another sat on a related injunction panel. 14, disqualify the lay members too. Now she wants to disqualify the non-judicial members as well. 15, stop the committee altogether. Say, Judge for this is the heart of the matter. She wants the committee stopped cold. 16, and anything else the court may deem fit. In relief 16, no.
It's interesting.
It's interesting, right?
Very interesting. When maybe I am interested.
Tell me, I'm
lay persons now system no so you see in any jurisdiction worldwide. Lay views are accepted.
Yes.
They're very important.
But also they are politically tainted.
No, but how do you a lay person? You can be. I'm not saying, but
no, I'm not saying that's what she's saying.
Yeah, but it doesn't.
Who are the lay person?
You can be. What you make my friend? Lay judgment. You can be called.
Maybe I'm a casa be any what
No, but it's.
But be one a casa beach. Let's say be or dom hand you. What can lay any?
Mammy, me pacho.
To say electoral commission, Papa ya or more fan better send local radio station. And you baby no NDC4 raised arguments against him that he's politically tainted.
Yeah. But
which to be honest,
in advanced democracies, no. In advanced found. Right. View here. What I say, Nippon was or come out, but when it comes to matters of the law, he or she absolutely in the visa angle, not to put up the lay persons in it. To me, them say too is below the belt.
Right. Let's go. You want some to add to something?
Chief Justice. Chief Justice and that Timem for now. Judge Bia Timem for and what. When you say Chief Justice, no, young one, took my course for it. And I'll say, I point to be on the back of DNA. But because a professional role of plenty, also unya hu abodin krata
no for that much yeah
na mampanyin nso na oda timamfo na no nti na disa tumi no ahya mampanyin nsa and so if you have young mo to say ordinary laymen our committee no so a then now see you free so because they are politically tainted but your mind no politically tainted obi to say Dumalvu I think he's part of the committee
no say na do ye di me question ni party
na do di me question ani so hwe Dumalvu ne kasa and then ne dwuma wodi wo Ghana as part of our democracy
even after oral
in fact I see the man to be
comment
he's a neutral person if you ask me
as akwa obe hadwin pa
obe hadwin Onua nkasa na ye fu so ye ndisi no come ndisi no enne also so ketiom
yes after
he's a just man near baby anokura dan and odeto baby anya nokura no so dey ato there's one other soldier ni bi ono so and you cannot tell me say soldier ni no so politically tainted whether an NDC or an NPP for sure on my bontin man betina if you sunya politics say ye you come party or party bi and say come yakase so how do you say this now one more involvement in that committee brings something so unique say the senior I can dear baby judge ni etna wonu si hu ade sifan say me ordinary person metna wa miss me different so jeni so tena say and it is for that reason the famous of the constitution say yamfa saafo yi emra so that at the end of the day no one committee report will represent the entirety of various exactly so if you are saying say man yamfa sankrofo no one man yamfa omra
one sisa
yamfa omra
no abe point na no abe point na
that you answer one kwenya although or quite say obetumi object to some of the arrangements but to go to that extent well this is the first time I hear
quite to the matters of
decongestion
decongestion
well your wishes are command me then can decongestion
any we are the city account decongestion going on in Accra.
There is no developed country or developing country for ejina kwan finfin etawade de nye bisa it is becoming unbecoming and ebraso say then ye naisio na yehwese ye besisa sane I know say citizens play a wrong path and are buying so enye yi today as we speak major and many traffic situations are back room nyina hawkers.
In fact, drivers threaten to go on strike because of
exactly this. Go to a friends and Joe traffic lights. They are there. And day in, day out, accidents be they risk their lives. All because or some did be a coffee to tables. And it is true. And I started a demolition of Accra. This issue has been there for a very long period of time. We microphone free no masamba. And no ya yom fio and then yaso masamba bim. Ba ku bi amehwe social media say na me NDC ni me a constituency deputy youth organizer. Ani ya to aba ma NDC na NDC aba. Nti mo pam me no menye den medidi. O na sabe manu susumuna so asha fon so nyede. Galamsey boys no so mo nyede. So the fact say wo ye niam ATM bra no now only bintin does not justify you or give you that right to go and then continue to do that. Or say man brand a year aduma. In any case, when I me baby, yedwa ye die. Baby to say Ashama market. Yeah, if you say Misha, the land size of Ashama market, say the city, basin there, city. We have not developed any plan. Say, me am petri baby. Nyamfa yemiem sasa na plan na bia isa ana nkrofo atititi munti yentumi nwemu wo ha let us relocate some of the people to
somewhere else
to say the DJ for free agboshi akọ a friend say I have pepe aboso kan spare parts for almost you see this is how we develop a nation in nation development. Accra is overcrowded. I am not saying say young movie the entire capital city in Accra
somewhere else.
No, there are some departments and agencies via services or render actually going you bet me decentralize it. Number 2, you bet me move some of our services to other areas so that a baby reduce traffic congestion. I pray When you say you are mountain man, cars and so far. So we list mistakes. Say, call Accra Central Police, and now we go board. And I get you. It is either you park your car somewhere and walk. Meanwhile, we can't document be our car. Now that car be better free. That car better free. So when you not say condom crossing. Now for St. John's one. It is not proper. It's your best. In as much as one of my appointments as MCs, DCs, man. And that is why they have various workers. Almost if you say these things. So no more the system itself is mixed up, but we need commitment and consistency to ensure say you bet me a year. Now me, I believe in Georgia. May I service voter authority. But I'm a call home. Some more year or more staff safety meetings. And there was a time. How much I say? Won't soon. No. Maybe say some won't soon. Saying soon talk as in a year. And for one, I'm so they've been talking to them. But I'm saying I didn't know Monko. They should be able to go. I'm saying yes, to me. They will lead me na me no makakokasa. I'm saying fair enough. You see, one recent flood in this year. And I know ni the former MD for VRA. Okay, say, and Crawford no mama no mumpa. How on earth could it be so mama or mumpa? And Merabe and a net mount coins of Omobabetin so neja. A yen your mom, we are not some babet now. And maybe a mom coin. Baby actually said, Voter Ribbon soon, baby, and num if you are posting Musa Kokosi Adano. I have VRA property. And then this will be an encroaching. And that is it. It is the law. You don't allow anyone to encroach. Nipa do everything possible, sir. Over preventing Nipa from encroach, but who jana man net now no more. Now after some years, also Pamna. Sabe, and I day. Look at this pylons. Eh, nam kumi. This is Sabako Peset. Nipa base me kunu. Nipa be kunu. Yeah. But moving forward, no, I think it's technology. Ama, you're developing in such a way that say a tipe na power source no. Akate, a trippy power source. Yeah. Into the power, a BFM. But it is not the best. We shouldn't be living under. Look, cancer, drug and cancer system.
But electricity for will tell you the distance at which you can't even sit or stay.
But you see, you be a best and penny for the dead that's in Mokuna. Mama, mamma, and in Yajuma. Timamuni, how Ujana as a craman. Oh, I don't know. Tiama emrani nyaduma na MYU.
Right, mamincha PA to Minister of Agric. Yere Rikopoku ni PA or the Justice Kwama na pay was so TM Chiano SICHIA the Minister Honorable Eric Opoku. Henry Yanko.
Yeah, mommy. Topic yana since time memorial. Mekai already universe. That was 2004. This issue you're discussing years ago. Many Professor I said, oh, you my critical analysis in this issue. Wouldn't be a problem in the world.
Tell me.
The problem is from the MMDCs. Why? We have about 26 MMDC in this country, in Greater Accra. Okay. Argentina, we centralize only in that area. Argentina. By our bylaws, Assembly BR need to have a market. By Assembly BR, you need to have a well-furnished market. Admittedly, you find a Medina for a Womodi. Domicabia, a whoopee. Obia
one keten.
Why not because say, or sorry, or quackra, I got to a dear Eddie Abeton, I say. No. Say, no man, you ever say, or more Ukrainian money deban. Or the ban is as Obia de quackra. That is the point. It is say the same thing. I will domi at you. The same domicotisa, Obia, sir, or more man. All the that is the question. That's the solution. Emma means to being quackra, I mean, but over the years, you know, yes, I do. Mikai. Even in school, 18 months at a time. Revolution, no, and we put a stop to it. Oh, Rollins Park. Makwala. Who is a mosque? Not Central Mosque. I want to not say me for a bomb pie. Rollins in the demolishes idea. Jerry the Bubu. Yeah, and then I'm so mumpy. Gramophone continue. Say, I'm penny, lie, penny.
Not your mamma crying.
Mosque. What was that mosque? You dare not. But Papa he showed a different tangent. Or the grader, Onua grader.
And Onua go boy.
Mountain. Oh, this is if you come and see speed.
Oh,
part them. You see, Minkase, you so mashallah. No, but you see, sometimes me pa ucho can say me. What's the jubilee? You jam so beton idea.
Oh, what day?
I then I young ton idea or 37. I don't know munio. Beba camp gate na no. Also
soldier for obet me akoto ade.
I didn't.
When they call
I didn't hear man.
That no omo ati asha ma chire ho baby so omo.
Mekai. Omo yes.
Omo tefa omo le omo tibi behind.
Yes.
Next time.
So what see? Yeah more baby. In the first place, me have business when I do about. That's the first question. For the facts that were flout to law, and just say it should be the responsibility of the state. But in the same vein, you will be a friend of human face.
Yeah.
And it's very important in democratic
process. But human face, no.
Mami, so
any politics and politicians.
Mami, you be a danger no war. So human face, no man juma. We are counting over 30,000 people.
Yes.
In Sunyamia, about 100,000 people who are hawking. Now you omu free. Ya baby dia mama. Do you know the economic implication? Do you know what it means? Very dangerous because such people become what is the word? A burden on the nation. They must survive. Mami, who dia grow the board yes you are to o kwa baba do bia be fa. Because a hungry man is an angry man. Until say assemblies no. I say dey nice from. Assemblies no embo modern say aban support assemblies no. Na obi anya independent of I didn't know say bibia me kwa Accra na me koto. Me pe mo boto ba ko a. Woni bibia nwanwa. Wo be ko domi market. Na mo ni bi WOHO ba ni pa ni so kwa Accra koto.
Ne board WOHO.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
I know mami we me sum go to souvenirs for Accra Central.
You see.
The kwa na papa say be ya traffic into me.
Look at this.
If you want na emo no bag no. Aha. Ebi adome hana 100.
O me faka into honey and 100. But you see, mami, well, with advanced knowledge, and I can cry me especially in the UK.
Force for
yeah, I know, very cheap. I know.
But no, they are say boutique no about.
Yeah, that is another dimension. But force, you see, he be odomia. Only the same quality of that is the issue. Oh, in advanced democracy, Kakra, especially in the United Kingdom. Omo be a friend street hawking.
Yes.
You should know. Permitted. But it's on not on daily basis. Exactly. Weekend month to be the once
you see one weekend.
No my. Okay. That is accepted. No, but yeah, dear no. You abusing the system, no. To this if you say
I thought that your old school reunion.
Yes. Absolutely. They accepted. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, it's accepted. But you be able to say commercial bank. Bank here can come out what is it? Is it commercial bank? You and be a number. Baby uncle,
commercial bank.
I think the commercial bank.
There's a commercial bank
there. Me feel the bank any. Na sabi nkoko for etwa ho hia.
Ye ni bra breton ade.
It's a security risk. Uko is car bank na upia. These people are even a threat to your life. Oh, she's a quite no idea. I don't remember the last time I passed there. I crossed my head more than 10 years in the Mifasa area.
Maybe a tall fool.
My dear Mifa. Because say me do what?
Yes, yeah, yes.
The same vein. Yeah, encourage say you meet me this anima abadomi. Obe free kwa benya abadomi market abeto. She said domi market you udu. And about so I'm saying, Mammy. Minim said Ghana, na Accra, is Accra Central. Accra, Accra Central. Domi, who can send me? Who would make you 1 hour from St. John's and then Cockroach? And there is a Ombeko and Amunko. MC no way, man, because Mate say Ghana, you can't Accra, any Kanishi. Accra, any Kanishi, Guana, Metis or Moka. Accra, I'm not saying. I can't see the Omdi Kakre. But as at yesterday, well, Ombeko no Masiaba. That is the problem. Oh, because you can say provide baby Onua. You see, the whole township planning has been very poor. It was poor. Where do you take them now? This is the Omokwai. Mami, ye my idea Omokwai. Oh, who do domia? Say market moema. And a creative for Kwabenya atomic land also. Omunko. Obiama. Now one
can we introduce this vendor management where it be any pattern and a tongue side we are in a day no e be a 5 beba.
Next to no be aba enfa.
Enye juma.
Ghana ni.
Enye juma.
Ye ni bra de want just you.
Enye juma because one say Obi catch him say Ghana for no. Meaning if you agree with me on this principle, when be actually say I'll say exercise subai. And I'll say you agree with me. I don't agree with that. I don't agree. Do you know why? Mommy, say you jam me no, ye nantiako circle. Yinika, ye nantiako circle. Na me no me kutua. Udi kudua, odi yade beto hin.
Bo ekwan.
Haritia.
Say ni ba subai.
Ye me no nam UK yade beto hin.
Pacho me fa.
Haritia. Thank you. Enye subai no. Eye mra no.
Enye dustbins are improve idea.
No.
But you keep
It's the law.
There is a law. The law will deal with you. And this nipa de uja no me pacho abroje omo leta.
Pacho leta.
Omo leta. Then leta. Obi wa wonu o hwe ayo no leta. When say law no be che no. Until very careful. Spy answer. You say eyi wo ho a camera no pa no uja to.
But what smoke later? I mean,
yeah no. E mra bia anya adwuma.
but I me take am. Sometimes me drive and me hu no bi edidi no ayi rubber no to. And now no me kwatena to.
There's nothing wrong.
Na em se me di bibia santi rubber no. Na me de to kan no. Man panin bi otimenche. O se da bi
Obaka sa
kwatena. Na met na praka no. Me se ma.
On to us.
Se da bi kan no na so do.
That's how habit.
Ma. On to
Mate is the juma no.
On
So
to
that
us.
track him.
You see, your system no mami. Until
I don't know for flight I fan window.
Yeah, what if flight my you understand? But I'm making it such a way say the system is working. In as much as the system is working, no, you can't flout it. When you flout it, you will be dealt with by the law will deal with you. Into nya dey me aye. Yeah, who can send me? Me ma mo jiji. Yes, yeah, they come prisoners. And yes, sir. How many call Buster home na dey? Only Allah knows whether it will get there or not. Mitie omo PR one of the majority be kofi. Intama, you see, who watches the watchman? Who watches the watchman? Let me drive Ohio, US. And a police deny me. No. And then because my name is sorry. I was descended to instead of 30, no, maybe now 60. We are no pulling me off. Let me deny me pack here and I say, do I know why he stopped me? And I'm saying, well, now. And I say I was over speeding. And I'm saying, oh, I don't think. And no pulu any chair reading to number. And I'm saying, me panic. I'm consider me. I say me court na me copa judge in the yeah.
So bet you go
yeah. And yes, it's a car me man. Oh, me man on you. Yes, on you. Obeji, but calm na bona ha no. Calm no. Obi to all watch it the all you. That's it. Who's the camp? Who's the camp? I'll be asking. That's all you need.
Come na bo bia carry.
That's why. Into when on because when you say there's somebody watching the watchman. Manipa na all watch on the police. No, be so watching the central system. Yeah. Into all the system now effective. And yes, one and nipa ba na man is count. Who is that before omunya ba ba omunya?
Obeje pa.
Omunya nipa. The system no hard here. Mommy, your problem. Papa. I don't see how we can just to me so no. But on penny taking more initiative. I'm saying I agree with him 100%. So you can this opposite inside this centralizing system. Be Accra. Over pass water until then no. Over Bolga also Accra. Oba on Sanka. Na also Oda when you be young bi.
See decentralization no kura ho no kura nya adwuma yi.
Anya adwuma.
Still no obeba nkran.
Obeba nkran beje. Because you can say wo twa wo kuro mo passport emma. Emma.
When the police report the whole Ghana Geneva.
Aye, ubekwa na ni papa egu onya sam.
Yeah. Really? Registration no more year.
Connection kwa.
Registration no year tier 1 tier 2 for as part of a requirement. Or say wow register no unya police
report.
And then there's some
people traveled all the way from Western North and you know.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't mean it.
But
that is absurdity. Now headquarters here. Now headquarters here. Me give me report on me boy.
Now headquarters. Wow. Na line doors no mo year free on the abani man. Now unya sam ketwa.
And they created money for people. And it's almost decentralized, not a region be another district be any be another.
Obi sika enche.
Your problem.
I think say yamwa your friend is saying the new mayor
yeah, he's doing work too.
Approach now all using I don't know any money be engaged. I said Dabi. The only thing we are saying is
ahanye
what na na wuye fi kura gu an mawia brawade afi so mark na dia esi ho
entra ho
if we want to
but man bi ka so wo koye mark na wo kotena akire enso wo koye ma man sedwa eno de enye se wo de mra to ho adi mra ne so se wo se mark bi da ba bi no wo kotena mark na chi na onye adwuma mane kwai mane ntena ho wo mpama omo na obawie no omo koso omo kosedwa mark na achi wo se me makwai that's also wrong they are abusing it
me workers need
omo do self
omo abuse so I think say the fence mayor and as will be oba ni tia and say yes emra na wo
de lie to ho am ntala na chi
don't let them come.
Don't say no. Don't do it at all. Yeah. That is not the law. That's not what you told them.
Exactly.
Mama, nya dia mo pe na mo gode de man na ma. Mo wi am fa to pan fa.
Me pa mo chewo. O kan shi ho no. O ma ye ho dey. Sa drag me ho no. O ma ye what have they done there? Me ko. Still o mo ti kwan ni. O mo ti kwan no. But say drive.
Ba utim.
O mo jai o mo.
No do ho de o mo nya nko ho. O mo tim. Etu be you near man. Che say omo peja na car na ura ho no wi a ya san peja no dey so nti ho dey very choke
e ho na problem is starting you say o kan she ho no
very choke
ho na dey Accra problem dragging ho na starting in the I'm telling you
to be fa car they will park no akoto no waso
na me nu kwa nam say ni ye kwa
ye bomb pa obi hu be pem
nti omo ho
da no me hu drone enra me hu drone shot of a baby a fire service one
yeah
but a hono kind she was mgu hobby
then
baby crown fa
we have a long way to go we have a long way to go
what a man can hear asante nka enana pay ochna eye fiada eye bojaye the sensia
Onua 95.1 FM yeah